It's July 23rd, 2026, and here is first pullback. So, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, we had this sell-off today, and right here, this is yesterday's chart. This is what I was talking about from this move from, what's it, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday right here. You can see we had that here right off 61.8, barely missed hitting the target right there, and a lot of times when that happens, you will see a move the opposite direction happen next. And so that is exactly what happened. So starting off here today, the SP 500, we have the overnight high line, overnight low line right there. And then from it, I put on the Fibonacci retracement levels. I go there, and this is a trade setup that I have for it, for using it. So this created a couple trades. Problem is with the trades is I'm not usually looking at the charts at this time. This first trade was at around 9:30 p.m. So I guess could have taken that one, but definitely these two not down at 2 a.m. and then at 4 a.m. over here. But let me explain what we were looking for. So starting off with this first one right here. Sorry, I changed out my hotkeys, so it's messing with my mouse. All right, so here we go. So it came down and hit the 38% right there. So initially, what we look for right there is taking it from the top down to the 38% line. Let me put the template on there, target half, apply. There we go. So initially, we're looking when it hits 38, take it up to the middle line right here. It's about the 23.6 for it. That didn't happen, but came down here. Got close enough to hitting the 61.8 and then went up here and hit the 38% to get it done. So like I said, these are typically areas you can't take them right at, because like what was that low right there was at 75.20.50, and this is at 75.20, so something like half a point. I always have it at least half a point off of it right there, because you do see a lot of times it gets down very close to it, but doesn't necessarily hit it. But anyways, got close enough to hit it, went up here to 38.8, 38.2%, so that trade is said and done right there. Then for the next trade we have right here, this is the daily extension level using yesterday's high and low. This is between the 0% and the 114.6% right here. So when that happens, it hits it right there. What we look for is to go long, and then we look for the last kind of swing point that we have. So there's the red semaphore right there. So it hits that, and all you keep doing is drawing down the Fibonacci retracement, and the exit we're looking for is 38%. 38%, so there we go, hit it right there for that trade. So another pretty decent one. And so then we have a third trade right here, and the reason why it's going to be the same setup as we had it for, just on the other side, where using the previous day's overnight session high and overnight session low to draw the Fibonacci retracement levels. And since it made a new low down here, this resets it. So like up here, for instance, it hit the 38 right here. If it had gone up, created a new high, well, that would have reset the usage we can use out of this. And obviously it didn't, and so you could have taken another trade at 30%. But anyways, so since it came down here, now we're looking on the trend going low since the last swing points have been broken for it. So it came up here, hit the 38%, and as you can see, that was a pretty easy trade. You know what, I need to just put target half on there, and I'm gonna make that default actually. This is default. There we go. That's when I use the most. So anyways, hit the 38, kicked it off right there, went down, hit the medium point. Obviously it went down lower for it, but that's the setup we're looking for to get out of it right there. And then we do not take any more trades from the overnight extension level. So once it gets done one time, that's it. We're done with them, even though it obviously would have come back and worked. But then we had a big sell-off for, what time was that starting? At about 7 in the morning, and all the way down most of the rest of the day over here. And we really didn't get a whole lot of action for it today in the S&P 500. The only good setup, the only one, oops, that, goodness gracious, dude, get off me. All right, so right here, this trade right there. When this is 1 minute bar, when the price opened up right here, that's what gets it. It colors in the 1 minute bar right here, because when the market opens, this tells me what trend I'm looking for. So when it first started opening, you had these big candles going up right here, and let me make this a little bit bigger. You had it going up right there, so it looked like we were gonna get a nice rebound for the day. but that wasn't meant to be. But it did give us at least one good setup for long for it, because since we're going up high, this is the lowest low of the day. That's where we have the anchor point for the Fibonacci level. There's the upper one. Came first, hit the 38% line. I'll go ahead and put the box on there because that one didn't get hit, because it kept on going down, hit the 61.8, and actually went down and used the 1 minute, top of the 1 minute box for the support line right there. Went up, and then look how close it got right up here to 38%. Again, you got to get out a little bit early for these, because like I said, these are pretty much zones. So like if I did get in this trade, actually I was in this trade right here, but I have my entries. If I get in at right there at the 38, then my second entry is just going to be a couple ticks above the hard 61.8 line right there, and then my exit is going to be slightly below right there. So it is 7470.55. The high of this one was 7469.75, so probably coming off about a point for that to go ahead and get filled right there, and that one would have ended up working. But you just have to have your exits slightly below it, and your original entry can be right on it for it. But like I said, the exits is a second example today where you just got to come down a little bit off it and just can't take the full amount of the profit target, because sometimes it just won't go and get hit, and that's the way it goes sometimes. So that was the only other trade in the ES market today. Let me take that off of there and that off of there. I was looking at one towards the end of the day, and the reason why I'm not taking any shorts off that swing right there is I'm looking to take the short off of the high up here. That's what we're looking for down here, and obviously you can see that actually never mind, this was the best trade, and I missed this trade, sorry about that. I've been posted on here until I just did that. This was, no, I'm sorry, you know what, this wasn't even a trade right here, because this was going up, so that wasn't it. But if you're looking for like going down and how the market works, it went up, hit right off 38, hit right the 1.146 level right there. So that was a really nice trade, but not one I was looking to trade, not looking to take, because here we had the 1 minute going up right here, so we're looking for longs right there. But today was definitely a down day for it. So then the other thing I was hoping for, we did finally get some support down here, and it started going up. I was looking to check it short at the 38% line, but unfortunately that did not happen. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. So going into tomorrow, what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna go ahead and put there's the overnight high from today. Let's go ahead and take this off of there, and then the overnight low is going to be right there, right here. So there's the overnight high, and then there is, oops, get this set up as best we can right here. Oh, and you know what, no, I think there's one more. Yeah, there's one more candle right there, and I've tried to get it set up for the indicator to have, I'll show you what it looks like. It's a piece of junk. To try to get, trying to code this through AI to try to get, where is it? Yeah, the overnight projection lines. I just cannot get them set up correctly on here for the life of me. I don't understand why I can't do that, but they just don't set up correctly for you. You see the line, there's a yellow line right there. It's supposed to do the overnight high of this day and then put it on that day, and then the overnight low with the blue line on this day, which would have been right there, and then it should have had a line going on right there. But it just, the time frame of how Quant Tower has it is just so weird. I can never get it to work. Actually, let me go ahead and take that off here real quick. Alright, so I'll try that again, try to get it fixed, but it's just real frustrating. So going into tomorrow right here, let's see here real quick. Yeah, there was the overnight low, and here was the overnight high right there, which ended up being the high of the day. And then the low of the day was actually, you see the green line down there, that's the low of the day. There's the overnight low right before market open. There's overnight high. So what we do, we go ahead and we put our Fibonacci levels on between these two. Let's do the template, overnight low. So that's what we're looking for right here. So this would be the first trade we're looking at going into tomorrow right here. Let's see what my hotkey is. There we go. That was the right hotkey for it. All right. So what we're looking for right here, this would be our first trade. If the market goes up tomorrow, hits up right here at the 30% line, we look to take a short right there with the trade steps we're looking for, and then look to take it. Oops. Was that the right one? Oh, I'm using the wrong ones. It's F3, right? Yeah, F3. There we go. So initial entry 38, first exit right here. If price does not go down and hit the halfway point between them and goes up, hits a 61.8 or somewhere close to it, like right around there, I'll look to get in right there, assuming I had gotten in at the 38% line, and then the exit would be slightly above the 38% line for it right there. So that is the first setup we're looking for here tomorrow. If we go and look at some trend lines right here, this is still in a pretty, oops, that's the wrong thing. Stop. Pretty strong trend down right there if we just do that and that. Doesn't matter, it's out the downside of it. So we'll see what happens when this goes up here in this trend, if it's going to continue kicking it down, or if it overshot it so much that we'll see it go up here the other way tomorrow for it. But that is the first trade that we are looking for in the S&P 500. So going over into the old NASDAQ right here. Here we have it right there. All right, so starting off today right here, there's the previous days right here. Well, this is all messed up. Listen, right? Huh. Hold on a second. This is not right at all. Here's the overnight low from yesterday. Overnight high from yesterday. Huh, this thing's all jacked up. Oh, is this the right thing? What is going on here? Hold on, I'm gonna bring another chart down because I'm not sure what's going on here. It's not having the right stuff on there that I had from up here. Here we go. All right, so here's really the NASDAQ chart right here that is correct for it. So here is the previous day's high right there, previous day overnight high, previous day overnight low. So coming back over here, we already had the Fibonacci areas set up for it right there. So starting off right here, you can take this. I mean, typically this is a trade you can take right here. I don't like taking this stuff because I like seeing the market move a little bit, but it did go back, hit at 38, came down and took care of it right there for that first trade for it. And then for the second trade, since we did get a new low, we can reset it and do it again for it, but it would have gone up against it some, closer to the 8.6 level up there, but eventually did come back, came back at the 30% line for that one to be done right there. Did not make a new low, so it did not reset it, so we can take this trade again for it. But come down right here, hits the 0% line right there, so that's the trade. And what we look for right there is going right there to the bottom of that candle where it hit, right up to the 38% line, and that's that trade set up right there. So that one is done. So then the green box, we don't look to trade off that one anymore for it. And then we have another trade setting up right here. What time is this trade at? Yeah, 4 a.m. Man, these 2 and 4 a.m. trades are really nice, but unfortunately, I'm asleep at that time. So comes up here, hits the overnight high, overnight low Fibonacci retracement box right off the 38. Come down here, close enough for that one to be done. If that wasn't close enough for you, came down here and hit it again for that trade to be done. And then we just had the market fall out for it as well, just like the SP 500. So then when the market opened right here, get this a little bigger for you. When the market opened right here, we can see the longs, bulls take over real quickly. So it sets up a nice long setup right here. So there's the high, there's the low. Came down, let me see here. Oh gosh, stop. Is that right? Oh my gosh, dude. Seriously. Annoying the crap out of me. I don't even know if this stuff is even right anymore. Is that right? I don't know. We're going to delete this, so we'll figure it out here in a second. So here was the first trade. Came down here and hit 30% line, but that never came back up and hit the, I'll put the box back on there real quick. Never came up there and hit it. Went all the way down, right off the 61.8. So that's the second area to get in right there. Exit moves up to the 38% line. Now, as you can see, after it hits that, they use a 1 minute box, top of the box for major support. Goes up there, knocks it out that 38% line. The 30% line right there for a real nice trade setup. But then after that, for most of the rest of the day, we did not have any other trade setups, but we did just get one right before the market's closing right here. So close that one out right there. Let me go back and put it on. What is this guy? Why is this guy? Oh, because that was a new one on there. Let me go. I can take that back. Apply. There we go. All right. Oh my gosh, dude. So we go over here, and how we do this trade is we just follow, okay, we just follow it all the way down for it. So there's the top of that, and we're just looking for, since this is going down over here, this is the setup right here. And you know what? This actually isn't a valid setup now that I look at it, because here's the reason why. It did come off and hit the, oh my gosh, dude. It did come off and hit, okay. Technical difficulties today. It did come off, hit the 38% line right here, and that's what I was looking for, a trade. The normal one going back down to the, okay. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? There we go. So that's normally what I look for it, but we can see it, since it came back up and went just above the 1 minute box, that means it signaled for a long right there. So that is not a valid setup that we're looking for right there. But the problem is with it, if we were looking like right here, this could be considered a long, because this one right here closed over the 1 minute box, but by the time the 38% line right here is hit, it's in a downtrend, and the way I look at it, since it's below the 1 minute box. So if price here, and the market's already closed anyways, it's after 4, if it did come down here, and well, I guess that could have worked, because it probably wouldn't have closed and would have hit that to get into it. So that would have been kind of a weird trade for it, but that's what we've been looking for. But it's a moot point, because when the market backs open, we won't be looking for that anymore. So if we go into tomorrow, what we're going to be looking for is the, let's move first, let's get rid of you. Let's move you right there, because there's the overnight high, and then we will move the overnight. I gotta fix these my hotkeys. Let's see here. Let's try to get the overnight low right on it real quick. There it is, right? I want it right here. There we go. There is the overnight high, and there's the overnight low. So we'll go ahead and put the Fibonacci on it. Okay, there's that. There is that right there. So going into tomorrow, what we are looking for is to see if the price goes up here and hits the, well, it's 38.2. I got it backwards right here. Flip that around. Right there. There, get the right one. Okay. Nope, that's the 1 minute one. There we go. All right, up to the 30% line, just like the SP 500 right there, and then we'll look for the short down to the 38. If not, if it goes up and hits the continues to go up, hits a 61.8, and then we get in short right there, and X comes down to the 30% line. So going in tomorrow, the SP 500 and the NASDAQ have both initial trades. Probably will happen. If it does happen, it'll be in the overnight session when it happens. So by the time the market opens at 8:30 a.m. Central Time, my time, these trades will be should be said and done, assuming they go up there and we don't get more of a sell-off going down tomorrow. So that's it. This is first pullback for July 23rd, 2026.